to Love Renee. I'm still Renee, and we are on episode number 4 today. We'll dive into change and the way that different people seem to approach it, or I guess ignore it altogether. MewithoutYou, one of my favorite bands, makes an appearance in this episode, and then I'll cover a classic song I haven't played in a little while. It is such a classic, nothing can be better than the original, but it was fun to sing anyway. Remember that if you want to be in touch with me, you can contact me at LoveReneePodcast@gmail.com. I'm available for speaking, and if you'd like to talk to me more about that, I'd be happy to chat with you. And one final thing, thank you to my dear friend Emily, who helped with some graphic design work. She is my oldest friend, in the timeline sense, not in the age sense. I'm sure she'd want me to point that out. She's a dog groomer in Southern California, so if you're into cute dog pics, check her out on Facebook. I'll link her account in the episode notes. I'm a big fan of what's going on over there. Thanks, love you very much. That's all for now. Thank you so much for listening. I love the beach, or as my New Jersey friends and grandmother would say, the shore. I've spent countless hours people watching at the beach, and I've noticed 3 different types of ocean swimmers. Some folks are so excited that they drop their stuff on a blanket and head right in. They run as long as they can against the waves and end up falling into the water. They want to get into the water as quickly as possible. Other folks wade cautiously in. They start with their feet, taking notice of the bottom, whether it's soft or sharp. They notice the water temperature and the undercurrent, and step by step, body part by body part, they make their way into the water. The final group, well, they need to be dragged in, kicking and screaming. If they're going in the water, you need to go get them, pick them up, and put them in. Change seems to separate people in a similar way. Some people run into change. We could call them innovators. Change is exciting and stimulating. They're always talking about and buying into the new thing. They visited the new restaurant and they have the new iPhone before it even comes out. And then there's the measured folks. Those that understand change is happening, but they want to know the details. What's it going to be like? What will it feel like? How do I prepare? What are the steps? So on and so forth, moment by moment, they accept the reality of change. And then, well, there's the deniers. These folks avoid change at all costs. And not only do they refuse to change, they demonize change. Change is the enemy. These people only accept it when they no longer have control of the situation. They're thrown into change, and it ends up being traumatic for them. At the beach we can choose whether the water is for us or not, but in life we simply can't avoid change. The question becomes whether we're going to wade through it with wisdom or be thrown around by it. As you sit on the sand next to the water, run your finger through the surface of the sand. Make a path, make a track, and then run that finger along the same path over and over, deepening the pattern, pass after pass. MewithoutYou, the band, has a song where this refrain is sung. The needles worn the grooves too deep. They're talking about a record that gets stuck, such that the needle begins to wear down a path that it can't get back out of. And so it is with our brains. As we grow, our brain learns what it perceives as the best way to think and to process. And the more we use these paths, the more solidified they become. That's part of why it becomes harder to change as we age. My brain is designed for efficiency, and why try a new way that may not work when I have a guarantee the way I've always done it, we think. Except that change is a guarantee as well. The world will keep spinning, whether I acknowledge it or not, and I suppose that I'd rather wade into the water of my own choosing, rather than be thrown around into it. Love, Renee. Gather around people wherever you roam, and admit that the waters around you have grown, and accept it that soon you'll be drenched to the bone. If your time to you is worth saving, then you'd better start swimming, or you'll sink like a stone, for the times they are a-changin'. They come writers and critics who prophesize with your pen, and keep your eyes wide, the chance won't come again. Don't speak too soon, for the wheel's still in spin, and there's no telling you that it's naming. For the loser now will later to win, for the times they are a-changin'. Senators, congressmen, please heed the call. Don't stand in the doorway, don't block up the hall, for he who gets hurt will be he who has stalled. There's a battle outside and it's raging. It'll soon shake your windows, rattle your walls, for the times they are a-changin'. Come mothers and fathers throughout the land, don't criticize what you can't understand. Your sons and your daughters are beyond your command. Your old road is rapidly aging, but please get out of the new one if you can't lend a hand, for the times they are a-changin'. It is drawn, the curse it is cast. The slow one now will later be fast, as the present now will later be past. The order is rapidly fading, and the first one now will later be last, for the times they are for the times they are a-changin', for the times they are a-changin'. Now it's time to hear from you. Remember that you can be in touch with me via my email, LoveReneePodcast@gmail.com. And I'd be happy to hear from you, any response you have to any of the episodes thus far. Today we have an email from Tanya in response to episode number 3. So if you missed episode 3, feel free to go back and listen to it if you missed it. Here's what she says. This is a quote. I must say I've done away with New Year's resolutions. I always had the traditional ones. I'm going to quit smoking, lose weight, exercise more, spend less money, give up soda for water, and so on. I did manage to quit smoking after 10 years. Good for you, Tanya, that's awesome. But the rest just faded after a few weeks. So now I set daily resolutions for myself. Every night before bed, I review my day and the things I've said, how I treated people, and how I spent my time. I always find something to improve on, so my resolution is set for the next day. I try every day to be accountable for my mistakes, but I'm not perfect. No one is. Thank you so much, Tanya, for sharing that. I think a lot of people would resonate with you. I don't set resolutions either. I think that it's my fear of failure kicking in. But I love what you say about spending time each night, mindful of the day, setting your intentions for the next day. It actually sounds a lot like the Ignatian Examen. It's an ancient spirituality practice where you look back over your day before bed, you ask yourself specific questions, and then you set your goals for the next day. For those interested in more about the Examen itself, I'll post in the comment section below the episode. Remember that if you have a question, story, or comment like Tanya, feel free to be in touch with me and I'll look forward to hearing from you. That does it for this episode. I'll look forward to seeing you next time.